Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright. Getting out the house. Feeling okay. Not 100% today as far as my physical self is concerned. Slept in a little bit more than I'd like to. Trying to recover from everything that I got going on physically, but I'm out now. Make sure I make some other day. What was I gonna say? I guess this morning, what did I do? I woke up, did my routine. Just felt low on energy though. I think for me, I was stressing about the cycle that's about to come up as far as the contract's gonna be over on Monday. Thinking about that situation and having to contact my uncle and once again ask him what obviously would need to be asked. But I took my shower, did everything I had to do, ate, got in bed and meditated for about an hour or so about it, prayed on various different things about certain things, and then just went back to sleep. Woke up and it was like 2 o'clock. I'm like, man, I did not want to sleep that long at all, but I think my body needed it when you consider all of that I got going on physically. Has been struggling with my elbow and chest, and it's just been a lot in that regard. So it's just like my body, it's been asking for rest, and so I gave it more of it, but and no complaining. I'm out now and still plenty of day left to enjoy. And the funny thing is, when I woke up feeling just as stressed, feeling just as low energy, and I meditated a little more, and I looked to basically just try to get some peace about everything that I got in my head. And the Lord kind of prompted me to grab my phone, and as I grabbed my phone, I realized that my homegirl Kay had called me. I had sent her a text this morning. She had called like an hour into my sleep. And then while I was holding my phone, my uncle texted me. So I was able to communicate with him. They were trying to see what address I'm using, since obviously I'm not at where I used to be. So I gave them the addresses that they could send me stuff to. And then send them a text saying, the cycle's up on Monday, heads up. So hopefully they'll be able to kind of forward me whatever they would like to in regards to taking care of the situation as usual. But I guess it's because I didn't have to have that conversation last week that made it more stressful this week. I think that's what it was, man. For me, stressing about having to keep asking people for money. It's taking its toll as it always does. But last time they made sure that it was in there without me having to to really communicate with them. So this week I had to communicate. And so I think I was stressing it a little more, and then looking at the money in situations where it's like, man, T-Mobile keep taking $50 and little stuff like that. It just, I think, piled up. But at the end of the day, very fortunate to have a family that's helping me. They haven't rejected me or said no to me at all in this situation. And I thought that once GR came around, I would be able to get out of this place soon, but that's not how things have panned out. Once GR hit, holidays were hitting at the same time, so it's like just wasn't able to get what I needed as soon as possible. But all in all, I got some links. I've been going to my therapy sessions and talking to the social worker there. Gave me some links to look up and stuff like that. He started some accounts with some people that can ultimately house me, and since I do have GR, that can trigger them being able to help me even more so, especially with a social worker's name attached to what I'm doing. So it's a lot of good that can happen. It just ain't moving very fast, and because of it, I'm still here. So today was just one of them days where I was just kind of feeling all of that. Excuse me. And was low energy about it, I think. By the way, as you can probably tell, I shaved my head too with the intentions of going out earlier today. That was part of my morning routine. After I finished shaving, I realized I didn't feel that good physically or mentally, so I got in bed. And so this has been one of the lower days as far as my energy is concerned. But, it's just like anything else, man. Just asking for the Lord to get me out of this. I'm tired of feeling like this every couple of weeks. That's really what it comes down to. It's just wearing me down. This week ain't no more stressful than most weeks, but I'm tired of this. And so, it's one of those things where it's like, even so, going to therapy and helping me kind of sort through some things in therapy is helping me understand where we can kind of change some things and get to the root of things and stuff like that, figure out why I still haven't gotten to the bottom of why I'm not working. You know, you get stressed about money, and just like most people do, you go get a job. But with me, you know, I'm still in this space and haven't looked for one. There has to be some reasoning behind that besides getting SSI. It has to be something that's keeping me from fixing myself. So I just feel kind of stagnant. Because even if you get SSI, it's still not going to be enough to pay for your average rent every month. So it's like I would still need some income. It's just the only path I see is to get a job, and ultimately me trying to get a job has been the problem. Wanting one or needing one, and wanting one on top of needing one. It's just, it ain't there. The motivation to work isn't there. To get out every day and to work on the things I'm doing right here, my art and all that, I've been having plenty of motivation to do that. But to go and do something 9 to 5, answer to someone, or set up some type of routine where I'm driving all day, stuff like that, just even in the midst of needing to do it, I can't want to do it. And that, I guess, is the crux of the issue. That is the problem itself. So, you know, it just gets to a point where you're frustrated with that. You want the Lord to help you with that. You want him to help you in whatever way he'd be willing to, drop a bag of money on you or something to just relieve you of having to keep this cycle going. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like, man, can we end this cycle, you know? I'm not unhappy with the help that I'm receiving. I'm not unhappy even where I'm living for the most part, but having to leave here every 3 weeks, it just becomes, it's like I don't stress for a good 18 days, and then when it's time for that cycle to start over, when that contract is over, it's like, here we go again. Let's feel all the anxiety and the stress of having to move on from this room and having to see if I'm gonna get a hotel room next time. Maybe they give me one, maybe they don't. That kind of, I'm just tired of the cycle, I guess. I'm frustrated and unhappy with the cycle. So that's really what it's been for me, man. This is the first time where I looked up and saw Kate called and didn't want to call back right away. You know, and it had nothing to do with her in any way. It was just, that's how antisocial I was feeling today. Didn't even want to call her back. And it stemmed from not wanting to call my uncle and ask for money again. And it's just like, I just want this cycle to end, and I want to feel like I'm all right within this cycle, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, and as a man, you look up and you don't have what you need, and it's like, that's your fault. And then you get to beat yourself up over that. But it's like, no, I'm dealing with something, and I don't yet have the answers about why I'm like that, or what it is I'm dealing with. I know that it's a mental health thing, but gotta overcome it, and have yet to. So it's just like one of those things where you feel bleak on a day like today, but you also understand that prayer is the answer. And so I did a lot of praying, and the Lord was essentially telling me that the energy that came to me was that he's proud of me for turning to him, and he's gonna bring something big into my life soon. So to stay close to him, and usually in situations where you feel like you're down and you're spiritually down, if you focus enough on what it is that the bigger picture is, you know that you're likely feeling down because something big is about to happen. You're likely being attacked, so to speak, because something good is on the way, and what it wants, the enemy wants to do is take your energy that would have you being excited about something and have you anticipating something bad, so you will block the blessing. So that's what I think is going on with me. I think I'm being spiritually attacked in a different way, and the enemy's finding new ways to spiritually attack me. And in this one, he ain't using K no more. He ain't using various different things. He's trying to then again turn around what it is that I've got going on now, which is still living in this hotel, try to make me sad and depressed about that. But just like any other situation with a spiritual attack, you know how to attack it. And so that's really what it is also. And plus, you know, it's just like anything else. I've been feeling frustrated about little things, like not being able to do my exercise, trying to let the elbow recover. It's like 5 days without doing it. So that's been a thing, and it's a lot of stuff trying to manage it physically. It's just frustrating. But, you know, at the end of the day, the elbow's almost healed up. I feel like I'm close to it. If not today, then tomorrow I can get back to what I'm doing. And so we just keep pushing forward and try to keep our energy high despite feeling naturally down. So yeah, it's one of those days where also I made a mistake on my playlist work. I did this elaborate art piece, one of my better art pieces with the playlist, and put the wrong number on there. So I had ended up posting all that. I posted the playlist with the mistake on the art. And I don't know if people noticed or not, because it looks like it. You could overlook it, to be honest with you. It's very easy to overlook what it is that the mistake is, because of how I worded, how I blended the numbers into what the art piece was. But I don't think probably many did. So that was a little frustrating when I realized a mistake had been made hours after I posted it. But it's a good playlist. Playlist 373, which is labeled 737, you know. But what I can do is turn the 7 into a D and then just add another 3, and should be fine. So I've kind of surmised how I want to do it, just have yet to do it. But I think it's fixable. But good playlist. I like the music. So I hope all of you guys do as well. Delete CD 373. And I did some art yesterday for the first time in 2 months. First time in 2 months. A little longer than 2 months, actually. I got to it. I did maybe about 15 pieces yesterday while listening to that playlist, because my thing was, usually when I listen to playlists that I've just made, I try to either listen to it while I'm laying down sleep at the end of the night, or do my little 100s on my workout while the playlist is going on. It usually takes up the duration of the playlist time. But since I'm not quite where I need to be physically with that elbow, I said, you know what? I'd like to listen to this playlist. Let me just pick up some art. Let me just take the time to do art while the playlist is on instead, just like old times. And I made some pretty good pieces. I don't think that I'm as rusty as I thought I would be, to be honest with you, as far as me coming up with good stuff. I think doing it 7,000 times has made it so that even though I took 2 months off, I still can pick up where I need to and have good stuff being done. So I made some pretty good pieces. And so that's something I'm very proud of, that I finally picked that back up. And I think logging my motivation with the template that was given to me by my therapist is kind of prompting me to be even more motivated to put more into that chart. So I think that's what's also been happening. It's being cognizant that there's something new to put in there. Like, oh, I did some art this week, that kind of thing. And so that's been a thing. And my dietary issues, the issues that I've been having with my stomach have gotten, it's a cycle. Sometimes I'm doing all right, other times I'm not. It's one of those times where I have not been. So I think that's also catering to my wanting to sleep. It's just not quite being where I need to be physically. And so it's just a lot, man. It's a lot that I've been dealing with. Most of it mental, some of it physical, though. And just looking forward to trying to, after all this time I've been talking about it, get a doctor's appointment and get to the bottom of what it is that I'm dealing with from that standpoint. Because that is something, whether I'm feeling good mentally or not, it's still in place to kind of drain my energy and make me feel sort of like I'm feeling right now. So just trying to manage that, and ignoring your health is not a good idea, especially if you're of a certain age. So that's one thing I need to ask the Lord to help me do, is set up that appointment. I've been trying to. Every time I attempt to, I either don't get called back or they switch my doctor or something. So it's always something in the way of me actually setting up that appointment. But it needs to be done. It really needs to be done soon. So yeah, man, that's what's going on. Just feeling better, man. I woke up after doing that little meditation and committing to coming outside. I saw a nice little reel of dogs chasing like postmen and Amazon workers. I thought that was kind of funny on Facebook. They had like top 25 of them. Some of them dudes were running from dogs that weren't bigger than their shoe, man. It's just something. And others were running from dogs that were friendly. It's like a lot of people don't really read energy well. They just see dog and they run. It's like that dog is happy. Like that dog is happy to see you. And it's going to chase you because it thinks you're playing. In a lot of cases. Some of them were not. Man, one dog jumped through a window to get to this dude. Like, some dogs are not playing. But to read the energy and see how poorly those guys read that energy was quite funny. Half of those dogs I wouldn't have ran from at all. They would have ran up to me, bark, 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 and I'd have been like, what? And you know, means you go pet them. If you pet them, they're going to snap. But that just means that they want to establish that you ain't welcome there by them because they don't know you. And once they get a chance to read your energy, a good portion of the time, they're going to back off, depending on what that energy is. So I think I just understand dogs better than a lot of people do. Sometimes I get it wrong too, but running from every dog that's off a leash, believe me, if you run, it's going to chase you. Most dogs will chase you. They go chase anything that runs from it. Won't even think about it too. They just find themselves moving. So you don't want to run from most dogs if they're not looking to attack you. You can end up having them chase you and getting mad at you while they're chasing you. By the time they get to you, they will want to bite you because they would have deserved that reward for chasing you. So you just don't want to play that game with a lot of dogs. But yeah, man, that made me feel a lot better. That had me laughing before leaving the house. So I called my homegirl Kay back before turning on this video just to return her call. Left her a message, wished her a well day. And yeah, now just gonna go down to the famous market, grab what I need to find from there, and then from there do what I gotta do. Getting back to the crib, I got the rice sitting there waiting for me by the time I get back, so I'll be pretty good to eat from there. But I needed to get out of that unit, but I also needed the rest that I got while in it. So I'm just thankful all of that just kind of worked itself out. But the stressing over calling my uncle, you know, the prayer that came to me was like, I really don't have to worry about that. And then to look up when I woke up and to see him texting me made me understand that I really didn't. You know, this is one more confirmation from the Lord. Like, yo, a lot of the stuff that you're stressing about, it's not worth stressing over. For one, the conversation goes great every time. For two, they never tell you no. They already committed to helping you till you need out of the situation. And three, the Lord didn't prompt you to feel that way. He didn't. The circumstances prompted you to feel that way, and as you come across those circumstances, you start to realize that they're only there to make you feel worse, not necessarily to make you more productive, but to more or less have you stressing about stuff that you already seen God got your back on. So for people like me who believe in God the way that we do, we still gonna be attacked. That for which makes us believe is still gonna be tested a good portion of the time, and we just gotta win those battles by remembering that we can always communicate with God that you're feeling that way. You don't have to sit there and feel that way by yourself. You just turn to meditation, turn to that prayer, and let him know that you're going through that and feeling that, and he'll work it out from there. So that's pretty much what I gotta say. My name's BDF 44. I thank y'all for watching.